Well, we just saw T2 Trainspotting, and on this show I take my friends, we go see a movie, we review it here in the car, and then have a discussion. This review video is spoiler-free, so if you're on the fence or looking for a recommendation, you can watch this video to find out what we thought. And if you want to see the full spoiler version, check out the other video, T2 Trainspotting, movie discussion with spoilers, where we'll continue discussing and get into spoilers. So this is the 20-year sequel to Trainspotting from 1997. Danny Boyle's back. The majority, actually, as far as I can tell, all of the surviving casts are back. Surviving is in from the story of the first movie. And I guess the biggest question as far as not going into spoilers or whether I should recommend it to you or not, if you're a fan of the first Trainspotting and you're worried that this movie will somehow diminish it or take away from it or not live up to it, temper your expectations. It's not going to be the same experience, but it is a very cathartic movie, and it does feel true to the characters. It feels true to what those guys might be doing in the present after the events of the first movie. I felt like it was really well handled and really well done. It was cool to visit those characters again. It was cool. I think the way they wrapped it up made sense. It's not a movie that needs to exist at all, but I thought for what it was, I thought it was well done. I'm happy with it. I would probably watch it again. It's certainly not going to be the classic that the first one was. It's not must-see viewing like the first one was, but Danny Boyle still got it. The story is really strong, and it was fun to go and spend some more time with those characters. So I liked it. I would recommend it. Even if you're worried about it, I would recommend it. So what'd you think?
Yeah, I definitely recommend it too. I'm a big fan of Danny Boyle anyways. So, yeah. In my opinion, you really can't go wrong with him. It's a totally different feel than the original Trainspotting. You have your share of flashbacks and callbacks to the original movie, which almost got a little heavy-handed at times. But Danny Boyle did a good enough job kind of keeping it, I don't know, it was well enough within the story that nothing seemed completely out of sync. Even some of the visual things that he did in the original movie, they're in this one as well, to kind of just simple little callbacks for people that really know that movie really well. I thought it was really well done. The length, I recently rewatched the original Trainspotting. It clocks in at something like 70 minutes. It's a really, really fast-paced movie. This one really takes its time. I thought at times it kind of suffered from that a little bit, but not terribly. It's a different movie about these four guys at a different time in their life. So I thought it was well told. It's really good. So yeah, I would recommend it. If you haven't seen the original Trainspotting, I'm not sure.
I would see the first one before seeing this one.
I think it would help you with this one. There's some things that happen in that movie that...
Well, and it would also ruin it. Like, if you saw this one and then you saw the first one, later, you'd miss out on the surprises of what happens in the first one.
And I think you'd get a sense for what you're getting in this one. There's some shock value in the first movie, visually, and it's about heroin. It's pretty, for the lack of a better word, it's kind of gritty and gory. So this one isn't quite to that, but it'll still help you kind of understand some of the callbacks, where these guys have been, what they've been through. And besides, it's only 70 minutes. You should take the time and watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think as far as the length of it goes, just to chime in on that a little bit, the first movie feels longer than 70 minutes because it's so uncomfortable. Yeah. There are a couple of scenes that are really uncomfortable in that movie. The length I feel is justified because it has its own story to tell, plus it has 20 years of backstory to fill in. Yeah. So it has its work cut out for it as far as what it's doing, and I don't feel like any of it was gratuitous or overdone, or and there's not like the tension in this one is really focused and really it really makes sense for what it is. So that's all I can say without spoilers. But I felt like the length was right. I don't feel like this is a slog in comparison or anything like that. So
it's just a different pace.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 20 years older. You move a little slower.
Yeah, and it definitely had to take that time to fill in the backstory. There was, it took a little while for me for it to get going because of that. You know, especially knowing how fast paced that first movie was. Like you really dive in head first in that first one. But nonetheless, I really do recommend this one. If you're any sort of fan of Danny Boyle, you'd love it.
Yeah. So that's our review. If you like the way we do these, please like the video, subscribe, check out all the written and video reviews at dalemaxfield.com, and thanks for watching.